Match week 13 in MLS NEXT Pro continues to come to a conclusion with a matchup between FC Cincinnati 2 and Toronto FC 2 facing off for the first time this season at NKU Soccer Stadium. Jack Edwards here with you in the broadcast booth. So happy to be here with you. These are two teams in interesting spots entering this one. Cincinnati, bottom of the East, just 7 points picked up, coming off a 4-1 defeat against Philadelphia on Tuesday. As for Toronto, they've got a bounce-back win that they're coming off the back of. A 1-0 win last Friday against Crown Legacy, 1-0. First time they had a win and a clean sheet since April 25th. So that bounce back for them, getting to winning ways, a good return. They hit the road now in Cincinnati, trying to earn 3 points and keep the good times rolling. The hosts, coming off that 4-1 defeat against Philadelphia, make 4 changes to the lineup, including a notable one in net. Nathan Crockford comes in place of Paul Walters. A planned change there. Peter Mangione in the midfield will captain the side in this 5-4-1 shape under Tyrone Marshall. They've had a problem scoring some goals in recent matches, just 2 goals scored in the last 5. We'll see if that can change here today. On the other side of things, for Toronto FC2, the visitors for this match, they make just 1 change. Marcus Zimmerman-Cheech comes out of the lineup. Anthony Bossenberry comes in that left wing-back role. It's two sides that are quite similar in shape, the 5-4-1 to the 3-4-3. We'll see how it breaks out here. Jamari Nolan, still the young 15-year-old forward, trying to add his second NEXT Pro goal of the season after he scored his first one back on May 10th against Chattanooga FC. Live scenes from NKU Soccer Stadium in Highland Heights, Kentucky. Just moments away from Cincinnati 2 and Toronto FC 2 getting the action started. 7 points for Cincinnati, 14 for Toronto. It's a younger team for Cincinnati this year, bringing in a lot of academy faces. And it's led to some inconsistent results. They're trying to curb a run of 4 successive defeats. Talked already about that goal-scoring slump they're in at the moment. Coming off that match against Philadelphia, they conceded 2 goals in the first half. Something that Ty Marshall just felt the energy levels weren't quite there, not the intensity required coming out of the gates. He felt the changes they made at halftime were positive. Carson Locker made it 2-1 in the 51st minute, and there were 2 late goals past the 85th minute that made it the eventual 4-1 result. Definitely a deserved defeat in the eyes of Ty Marshall, but feels that the intensity needs to be stronger from the opening whistle. We'll see if that can take place against the Toronto side, who ended a lot of defeats themselves. They lost 3 straight before that 1-0 win against Crown Legacy in their last match. Lone goal came from Michael Sullivan, 39th pick in the 2025 MLS Super Draft after 4 years with Pitt. He captains the side. 2 goals scored in 9 appearances so far this season. So the teams are beginning to break their huddles. Left side of the screen, you can see in those white kits are going to be Toronto FC2, and the orange and blue stripes are the host Cincinnati 2. They'll attack from right to left. 3 points on hand for both of these teams. Amin Hadzic is our head official, and we wait for his whistle to get our match underway. Cincinnati get us underway, heading from right to left, trying to get themselves back to winning ways, an opportunity to get the season back on track. Jack Edwards with you here in the broadcast booth. It's flicked on, an early chance in the 18-yard box. It's going to squirm through, and Adisa Di Rosario can pick it up after Andres Davila was just trying to make something happen. Goalkeeper to goalkeeper, and Crockford, the 22-year-old. It's another start between the sticks. Paul Walters, who started 8 of the matches so far this season, rotated out for Crockford, who has started the other 2. Comes to Kiesel, trying to play one forward. Second attempt at it is intercepted. Under a bit of pressure, Fisher able to play it forward. Nolan takes over the situation, driving to this far side of the field. Ayari, the attempted pass there from Sullivan blocked out. Not able to pull it off. It rolls now to Stojadinovic. Good touch from Stojadinovic. It's moved now to Henry. At the end line, drags it back. It comes to Nolan. He lays it off. First time shot is off target. Ambitious from Micah Chisholm, but he can't get it on frame. It's a goal kick after the first shot of the match. Henry doing well to stretch play on this near side as that right wing back, and Nolan just lays one off for Chisholm, coming from a deep line position, one of the center backs in this back three. Chisholm, Fisher, and Italo make up that back three in front of Adisa Di Rosario. Here's Cincinnati building out from the back themselves. A speculative pass over the top only goes to the opposing goalkeeper. Di Rosario, a 10th appearance of the Next Pro season so far. Andre Chirilla plays it along. His older brother Stefan Chirilla not with the side, on international duty with the Romanian U18 side. Also without the duties of Amir Daly. He was with Antigua and Barbuda for their World Cup qualifying efforts. Made his debut for the national team on Friday. It was a 1-0 defeat to Cuba. Getting his first opportunity. Ty Marshall speaking about just the pride everybody feels in him getting that opportunity. As a coaching staff, knowing they can develop players to get to that international level. And I'll hope that Daly can bring back some of that experience to the second team to big effect. This is a good ball into the 18. Touches out of the feet. The shot just a little too high from Ben Aji. Gets under it and goes over for a goal kick, but a shot apiece for both teams. Both off frame. We'll see this one again. He just does well to come onto this and create something. It's always a tight angle that he's unfavored for, and the shot goes just wide. Chirilla. Fisher knocks it forward. One back. Aji fighting for it. It's a foul going against Toronto. Cincinnati earned one in a dangerous spot. Referee might have a quick word. Peter Mangione has a lot of numbers forward to aim for. Whips one in, dangerous delivery. Adisa Di Rosario came off his line, he claimed it. A collision with an attacking forward results in a free kick, and Di Rosario a little banged up after that play. See it again. Mangione's delivery had a lot of whip to it. It was a little too close to Di Rosario, and he just comes into contact with Chirilla. results in that free kick. De Rosario back to his feet. First header won by Cincinnati. Drops in the midfield. Ukulmana coming away with it. It's a pass over the top. De Rosario does good composure there. Lets that one slowly roll into the 18-yard box. He'll have it back at his feet. Third season for De Rosario around the second team. 20 appearances in 2024. 5 in 2023. Trying to cement that spot as his own. Dangerous ball forward. Able to latch onto it now. It's Davila, and it's knocked away. Nolan taking off his foot. Strong challenge. Mangione looking at his options. He's forcing a pass to Ukulmana. Here's Locker. Dangerous delivery. It's allowed to drop the first time shot. There's appeals for a handball. They're very half-hearted. It comes out of play now after the shot by Kiesel blocked away. A corner kick coming. Locker whips this one in. Just watch Kiesel come in from behind, make himself an option. It may strike the hand there. Looked to be Stojadinovic, but definitely not intentional in terms of making himself bigger. Not in an unnatural position either. Emir Ukulmana is the player who's taking this corner. It's an in-swinger towards that edge of the box. A dribbler into the 18. Italo gets a hooked clearance out, and it's cushioned down for Ukulmana. That's a solid dropped ball forward. De Rosario claims. Early possession edge for Cincinnati, 60% through 8.5 minutes. Fisher. Kiesel puts the brakes on. Schaefer moves it. Dropped over the top, aiming for Locker. Can't quite latch onto it. It's out for a throw in. St. Elizabeth Healthcare is proud to serve Northern Kentucky and Southeastern Indiana, committed to leading these communities to be among the healthiest in the nation. As the official healthcare provider for FC Cincinnati 2, St. Elizabeth provides the highest quality care across Kentucky, Ohio, and Indiana. To get care now, visit stelizabeth.com. 10 minutes down, 3 shots so far for Cincinnati. Hold a bit more possession than their opponents from Toronto. Ukulmana. Chirilla. Kiesel's touch heavy. Stojadinovic gets onto it. Here's Fisher. over the head of Chirilla. No nonsense clearance by Schaefer. Now for a throw in for the visitors. Ball forward. Davila showing some good hold-up play. Can he try and bring a teammate in here? He does. Laid back to Davila. He's going to have a crack himself. Takes a wicked deflection. It's knocked upfield, and Schaefer able to reset things. He'll try and spray one out. Dropping it in for Kiesel. Stojadinovic. Rolls it forward to Henry. Back to Fisher now. Comes here for Toronto. Good first touch, moves it out wide by Bossenberry. He maintains his forward position. Chisholm on the overlap. Bossenberry will receive it here. We thought about delivery into the 18, not a ton of numbers forward. Players in the attacking third, but not in the 18-yard box here for Toronto. Italo. Stojadinovic. This one rolls forward, comes out for a goal kick. Schaefer. Uclamana drops into the back line to offer an option. Mangione just allowed to carry it forward. Rolls this one out wide. Back to Mangione. It's blocked here. Aji. Kiesel now. Able to nod it around with Uclamana. Now he'll get it again. That's a dangerous pass forward. First time pass down for Davila. Saved by Di Rosario. A really nice move there by Cincinnati. Opening up some space in the Toronto backline. Comes out now for a throw for the home side. Let's look at that again. Just watch Uclamana. Very good ball to pick out that 2v1 in a central position. Locker knotted it down. And Andres Davila just not quite able to shape it towards, well, a dangerous shot towards goal. It was on frame. Our first shot on target of the day so far. Here's Uclamana again. Being given time to pick his head up and look at options. Hurtado is the target. He's able to deliver one into the 18. Stojadinovic clears. Cincinnati can keep the pressure up. Chirilla. Toronto now a chance to drive at the defense. It's moved along here for Sullivan. Pokes one into the box for Nolan. Turns, gets it to Henry. Returns it to Nolan. Nolan pressed tightly, rolls it off. Stojadinovic gets it onto his left foot, and a shot through a crowd parried. The rebound knocked home, but the flag has gone up for offside. It will not count. And Nathan Crockford, heart in his mouth for a moment. He just didn't quite secure the shot. Rebound knocked home, but offside. Let's watch it again here. So Nolan gives it to Henry, returns it to Nolan here. Nolan, after he makes this pass, is going to get very involved in the play, so just watch his positioning. Stojadinovic onto the left. It's close, hard to tell from that angle, and also may have been Sullivan who knocked it home, may have been a combination of players, but it results in an offside verdict. Play restarts here with Crockford. Thankful Cincinnati defense that it still is scoreless. It's knocked forward. Davila there, but Italo gets a strong bit of contact. Locker, or Aji rather, gets it to Hurtado. Hurtado gets it to Aji. He's surrounded by a few in white jerseys. It's knocked upfield. Just a great pair of touches in the midfield. Referee was letting play continue there. Ooh, on the turn, Chirilla. Some really fine control here in the midfield from both teams. Ukomata is to Schaefer. Knotted down, not fully dealt with. Kiesel, did he keep it alive? No, he didn't. It's out now for a goal kick for Toronto. Long ball over the top, a great first touch. The flag has stayed down. The cutback finds Henry, options in front of him, but he's blocked off. Header there by Chisholm, knocked away. A great counter-attacking move from Toronto, almost pays off. Restart with the throw. This portion of the match is brought to you by MedPace, an official partner of FC Cincinnati. Here's Henry. Gets it onto that right foot. Stands it up, aiming towards the back post. Header there by Locker, just pushes it away. Chisholm gets to it. Here's Henry driving into the 18. Stojadinovic drags it across. Flag went up though for offside. We want to show you some scenes from before the match. Rob Ruta, a national assistant referee, was originally scheduled for this match, tragically passing away. You can see the referees wearing black armbands. There was a moment of silence before the match as well, honoring Rob Ruta, who unfortunately passed away. You can see all those referees wearing the armbands in that pre-match moment of silence. DiRosario plays it across. 22 minutes in here. We're in the halfway mark of our first 45. Chisholm, a dangerous pass between the lines. Picks out an option. Shot there, blocked away. First time pass cut off by Chirilla. He just knocks it upfield, and Davila making things difficult for Italo. That is a foul. The forward using a bit of strength, trying to put off the 6'3" Brazilian center back. Just a little too much force was used for the referee's liking. Davila making his first start of the season, the Colombian forward. Here's Henry now. It's a good touch. Able to slide one across to Sullivan. Trying to put it in. Back to Henry. Here by Toronto, opening space for Chisholm. Just rolling one along. Just caught between two minds, whether go to Sullivan or to Henry. Ended up getting to neither. Aji, good first touch, gets ahead of Fisher. Defender does well to track back, get in front, and force play backwards. Back to DiRosario. It's a really good ball out wide into a bit of space. A few options presenting themselves. That touch a little heavy, and the push from behind by Bossenberry commits the free kick. Mangione. Kumana gives it back to Mangione. Davila. Nolan and Ukumana fighting for it. It's cleared. You can see Johnny Cimini waving his team forward, trying to establish a higher line of press. Chirilla keeps it alive, gives it to Crockford. Aiming for Hurtado. He finds Chisholm. Good first touch to get it to Nolan. Shows great strength and moves it along. Henry the target. Pass forces him a little wide. Stojadinovic coming forward to offer an option. Great pass, picks out Henry. Henry cutting it back. Laid off to Sullivan. Off balance shot, lacking the power required. Davila can't hold off both Italo and Fisher. It's back with Toronto. Two teams trading moments of controlling the game. It was Cincinnati for maybe the first 10 or so minutes. Toronto enjoying a few more chances these last few moments. There's a handball there by Henry. Mr. Maury Nolan is down with some discomfort. After the handball, free kick here. Trilla, 16-year-old defender. 1 goal so far this season. Nice towering header. Chicago Fire earlier this campaign. 16 years of age, playing on the left-hand side of this back three. Noah Adnan and Brian Schaefer alongside him. A pair of 23-year-olds. So a nice mix of experience. Back three. It's fired forward to Hurtado. Locker, the target of this one. He's got 3 with him in the attack. Locker. Is that last off his opponent? Yes, it is. A corner comes from it for Cincinnati. As we tick into the 30th minute. This portion of the match is brought to you by TQL, the official logistics partner of FC Cincinnati. Ukulmana is again tasked with one of these corner kicks. Six in blue and orange are in the 18-yard box. Offering options for Ukulmana. Whips one in. It's allowed to bounce through, and now Henry gets to it. Malik Henry moving more centrally. Dribbling all on his own. Henry holds off several challenges. It's now with Olguin. Olguin outside of the foot. Gets to Sullivan. Some dribbling move from Malik Henry. Sullivan. Fisher. Berry now. Locker attempting to win the ball back, commits a foul. that'll be a foul. So, going to be a talking to here with Lucas Olguin. I mean, Hadzic, our head official, won't produce the yellow card, but we'll let Lucas Olguin know that probably shouldn't do that again. He's on his radar. 6 shots for Cincinnati, 5 for Toronto. Possession has swung to a almost even coin flip, 50-50. Fisher to Di Rosario. Kept in play, but turned over by Kiesel. Referee was playing advantage. Result is a free kick. Henry pokes one through, picks out Nolan. He picks out the back of the net. But for the second time in this first half, the flag goes up to deny Toronto a goal. Jamari Nolan has been very involved. Definitely close, but looks like Nolan went just a fraction of a second too soon. So Di Rosario is down here for Toronto.
You've been in one of these games before? That's very interesting. It's insulting me. You guys had a good summer so far? Yeah, I'm very excited for Henry. He's a fun. Yeah.
Di Rosario back to his feet. The match can likely resume here. 36.5 minutes in. Some half chances for both teams. Toronto coming maybe closest to scoring when you consider their offside goals that have been disallowed.
So I think for the fall, we're looking to potentially run a 4-4-2 and or a 3-5 to wingers. And Henry would be in two very different places. 4-4-2, he might be center back as well. And then I think the other one might be.
Schaefer. Hurtado skips past one challenge. Referee plays advantage. Davila swings one along to Kiesel. Brings under his spell. Unable to generate an option. His shot blocked out for a throw in. Really good passing move here. Opens up space for Stojadinovic. Nolan, the forward option. He's well sealed off. It's cleared away by Crockford. Good defensive work by Schaefer. Flag goes up against Davila, and it's a free kick for Toronto. Referee will move it back to the spot of the original infraction.
So we'll see how it fits in. I mean, we'll have an early tournament in Minneapolis, which will be great. I mean, because you get to, they bond so much quicker. Parents bond, and then, I mean, you get 3 games in and like, especially.
Hold along. Crockford comes onto it.
So I'm excited. I think it's a fun lineup. We got a lot of good kids. Yep. No, she didn't know. Well, he's not even coaching that age group anymore. He's young.
Played over the top for Davila. Lays it off with a good first touch to Locker. Able to slide it to Aji. He gets it onto his right foot. Puts the brakes on. Gets it to Davila. Aiming to clip one Italo easily. Gets his head to it. Referee whistles for a foul and a free kick in the press by Cincinnati. Oldwin holds off the first challenge. Fisher. Stojadinovic. Henry can't get past Kiesel. Good pirouette there to escape the danger by Davila. And Cincinnati can reset now.
We've always had now they beat us at the teeny ditch.
Hurtado with Locker offering an underlapping option. It's overhit. Eats low to Chisholm. Here's Olguin now. Referee whistles for a foul. Signals that Anthony Bostonberry's been fouled too many times. It's a focus for referees. Persistent infringement against individual players being fouled, against one player committing too many fouls. In this instance, Hadzic has identified Bostonberry as a player who has been fouled too many times so far in this first half. And indicates by circling over his head the next player that will foul Bostonberry could get booked. That's Ayari who gets fouled in that instance.
I was very curious when I talked to Amy. At one point,
Italo. Pass there. Poor. Out of play for a Cincinnati throw-in. Hasn't been an all-out pressing effort from the home side, but they've put some bodies forward in an attempt, and in that instance, it pays off. They win possession back. The flick-on attempt by Hurtado doesn't quite come off, trying to find Carson Locker. Coming off scoring his first professional goal in the match against Philadelphia. Good speed by Ayari, gets there first. Nolan and Henry are options, as is the net himself. Just gets his footwork wrong, slices it out of play. And the result is a goal kick. Ayari did a good job to generate the opportunity himself. First thought about going onto his right, then on his left, just gets his footwork wrong.
And I think it'll be nice too, because I like to work. You guys the same area? High school? I like the coach who got along really well. He never paid attention to the funnel. He never paid attention to the coming up.
Cincinnati with a late chance here, rolled through for Aji, trying to open the angle himself, rounds it all the way around, and his pass blocked out for a corner. Ben Aji may have been trying to round the keeper for a shot, but Di Rosario and the defense did just about enough to make sure there wasn't an angle to have a crack. Results in this corner. Ymir Ukulmana will be the one to take. Ukulmana prepares to take this corner as we enter into 3 minutes of stoppage time. Sweeping ball in, Chirilla gets ahead to it, still not dealt with. The point blank shot is blocked. Another chance for Chirilla. This one blocked out for another corner. Few chances in first half stoppage time for Cincinnati to try and open the score. First contact by Chirilla. It sat up, the shot by Adnan was blocked. Ukulmana, another good delivery in. It bounces all the way through though, and a chance for Olguin to carry away. He goes down under the challenge. He was fouled. Ball was rolling as he took the free kick. Mangione wins it back and plays it to Davila. Lays it along to Locker. Aji able to get to it. Chirilla. Here's Locker. Mangione now.
I think it's for the best. I think they're going to come to over, like, open some futsal stuff and open skills.
Flick on here. Adnan. Plays a low one in. Di Rosario gets to it. 2 minutes of the stoppage time down. Toronto goalkeeper will wave his options forward. DiRosario, long ball forward. Aiming for Ayari. He gives a positive thumbs up as it bounces out of play. Davila felt that he earned the throw-in. Referee disagreed and whistles for halftime. No goals to separate the two sides. After 45 minutes, some chances for both teams. Toronto had 2 goals disallowed, but our score at the half is Cincinnati 0, Toronto 0. First half highlights and a look at our upcoming schedule coming up later on. But first, April Marie Aguilar headed to North Carolina to visit with U.S. Soccer Hall of Famer and North Carolina native son, Eddie Pope.
Thank you for joining me. I'm April Marie Aguilar here in High Point, North Carolina at the brand new state-of-the-art facility, the Go Forth Elite Performance Center with Carolina Core FC. And today I'll be speaking with a legend, Eddie Pope. How are you doing today?
I'm well, thank you for having me.
Yes, thank you so much for joining me. But I want to mention, with the club in its 2nd season, how do you continue to push the envelope in order to achieve the desired result?
It's just working every day, working hard every day, making sure the players are working hard every day. I'm trying to make sure that we look a little bit before, a little bit beyond, the next day and the next day, try to have a little bit of a vision, setting goals that are out in front of us, trying to achieve those goals, making sure the players are achieving those goals, as well as the coaching staff.
And how does the mind of a former U.S. soccer legend translate to that of CSO?
I think just for the most part, just trying to make things better than I had them. So I'm thinking about all the little bit of pitfalls that I may have gone through, whether that's on the field or off the field, trying to make things easier for players, try to give players advice on the field. So sometimes it is putting on the cleats and going out and trying to disseminate the information that I had as a player and moving that on to them. So those are some of the major ways. And then obviously trying to perform at the best of my ability as a CSO, as sometimes a coach, but then making sure that they have something like this, a training facility where they can apply their trade.
So I'm told you're the first to arrive and the last to leave. How does that level of commitment contribute to the success of the organization?
Yeah, I think just making sure that I'm setting an example for our coaching staff and our players. Sometimes the players leave after me, sometimes they're here before me, same thing with the coaching staff. But I think that something like that can be contagious. I think it's important, especially when a club like this is in the 2nd year. We're just getting started. So we need to make sure that at a minimum, we're working as hard as we possibly can.
And I just recently visited the National Soccer Hall of Fame, where you've been inducted. Despite that, you seem like a very, very humble individual. So how does somebody at your level stay so grounded?
For me, I think it's the game humbles you at all times. So the second that a player or anyone becomes a little bit haughty, the game will humble you. On the field sometimes, off the field sometimes, as a CSO, as a coach, where you might lose a game that you should have won. Soccer has a strange way of doing that for everyone.
And earlier today, we had the opportunity to attend practice. I saw you taking some forwards aside and, giving them some pointers. How does somebody with your experience not only instill what you know, but at the same time inspire them throughout the process? Yeah,
I think players are interesting, right? Players, obviously I was a former player. One of the things that they do pay attention to is where you've played, what you've done. So I think, we've as a coaching staff and myself, we've checked that box. Our players are very attentive. They're like sponges. They like to listen. At the MLS NEXT Pro level especially, that is a developmental league. So players are trying to develop, and it's our job to make sure that we're helping them through that process. So I try to take some of my past experiences, some of the things that I've gone through, like I was working with a forward, so I'm trying to tell him, hey, here are the things that I don't like that forwards do as a defender, and making sure that he understands those and that those are just options for him to choose from. He's not a robot, but just trying to help him unlock other defenders. And so we try to pull guys aside at times and work with them.
So that's the knowledge that you teach out on the field. What is something that you're instilling in them outside the pitch?
I think so. For us, one of the things that we do have is a player development program where we will teach them, how to handle their finances. We have them, our captains, and a couple of other players going through a leadership course through a company that works with the club. Sometimes we'll do some fun things like cooking courses because they're young.
Right.
Most of them are bachelors, so to help make sure they're eating properly when they have the opportunity to cook for themselves. So we try to do some fun things off the field as well. And then I just think tactically, a lot of them are super young. The game changes so quickly that we try to sit down with them and help them understand tactically, not only just the game in general, but especially what we're trying to do.
At this point in time in your career, what is something that you ultimately hope to be remembered for?
That's a good question. I think just someone who worked hard, someone who believed in U.S. soccer, American soccer, someone who's wanted to really help grow the game here. Especially now being in the position that I'm in and helping to develop youth players and push them onward to MLS and hopefully the national team and maybe even other national teams, moving them on to Europe as well, but especially growing the game here in the United States.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate the time.
Thank you so much.
Action.
Este verano, el centro del fútbol mundial está aquí. Los mejores del mundo. El deporte mundial en tu propio rincón. 4 grandes eventos. Un verano como ningún otro. Para aprender más, visite mlssoccer.com/summer.
Halftime at NKU Soccer Stadium between Cincinnati and Toronto. We'll look ahead to the league's upcoming schedule in just a moment, but first, May was Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month. So let's get to know St. Louis City 2's Juan Kuzain in this week's feature.
St. Louis is as cultural as you can be for a city. It's got everything and everyone here, and you can find whatever you're looking for in this city.
Reed lost it back into play. Headed central towards McSorley. Stays in the area. Oh! Juan Kuzain!
Long-range hit, and it's in the back of the net. What a tremendous effort.
Sliding forward from deep is silly. That one flying across on top of the box. First chance, first goal.
Kuzain wants it back, sends it in right to Glover, and then Juan Kuzain puts it in.
I'm Juan Kuzain, Juan Kamal, midfielder for St. Louis City 2. Carbondale, Illinois, grew up there, and that's where me and my brothers were raised. And some of my earliest soccer memories were just being around my older brother and dad who used to play rec soccer, intramural soccer, and just me being a little nuisance, like 4 or 5-year-old kid just trying to kick it around with, the older guys.
Juan's family played an instrumental role in his development when he was younger. He credits them for his start in the game.
I grew up playing local soccer for my dad's team that he had in Carbondale, and you usually just outgrow your local competition, and the next closest city was St. Louis, and a good group of us ended up coming to St. Louis Scott Gallagher, and we were there for about 7-8 years. I'm almost like a spitting image of my dad. My dad was very tough on me and all my brothers, just because he knew we were talented and we had potential to do stuff in this game. So definitely, I keep with the mindset and the values that he's instilled within us from an early age.
Juan later played for the Sporting KC Academy and made 6 appearances for the first team. He went on to sign for City 2 in 2022 for the club's inaugural season in the league.
Max Schneider on the free kick, able to drill this ball in. Follow-up try, goal! Off the foot of Juan Kuzain, and there's history. The first ever MLS NEXT Pro goal
Juan Kuzain gives St. Louis City 2 its first lead.
Being able to come back home, being able to kind of start something brand new, being able to play at SLU at the time and see the crowd that was there, and just knowing the history of St. Louis and knowing what it meant to people and people like me who grew up wanting something like this all along, to be able to represent the city that day and, you know, score the first goal in any type of league is awesome. So when things sometimes go bad or when things are looking down, I sometimes go back to that day and I'm like, man, that was awesome.
Juan is a first-generation Malaysian American. His love for soccer is something that he picked up from his family.
Malaysia is far, far, far away from the United States. My dad growing up was kind of similar like me. Youth soccer player, kind of well known in Malaysia. And by the time he was 17, 18, he had a choice, either kind of stay in Malaysia or continue his studies anywhere else. And his mom or family pushed him kind of to, hey, you have these opportunities to study elsewhere, maybe you should take it. My mom grew up in the capital of Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur. For those that don't know, pretty cool city. Really nice city, actually. I call it almost like New York on steroids. Love going back there when I can.
Juan became the first player with Malaysian roots to score in Major League Soccer in 2018. He recognizes his story can inspire the next generation of Malaysian players and other Asian Americans nationwide.
I'm representing a whole long line of, you know, Malaysians that, you know, we're hoping to one day play in MLS. That's my heritage, that's my history. And if you'd have asked me that maybe when I was younger, 10, 15 years ago, I maybe would have tried to hide it a little bit, almost embarrassed, but now being older and more mature, I'm like, hey, this is awesome, this is everything. And I had a really awesome older brother who kind of gave me a good history of the game, and growing up, I knew of the guys like Lee Win, Brian Ching, guys that kind of were the first to kind of do it. And, you know, who's the next one? That's what, you know, we're all here for, to kind of open doors for the next generation, and I'm sure there's going to be more and more to come. That's what sports are all about, and if I can do it, why can't the next person of Asian American descent do it? And I think that's what it's all about, from Lee Win opening doors for me to hopefully Juan Kuzain opening doors for others. I think we're doing a pretty good job of, you know, giving everyone chances.
MLS debutant Kevin Sullivan.
Luna.
Yes! That is a banger! Absolute scorcher! Spectacular save from Dane St. Clair.
Action.
Nearing the end of our halftime at NKU Soccer Stadium, scoreless between FC Cincinnati 2 and Toronto FC 2. Jack Edwards here with you as we continue to gear up for our second 45 minutes. We can look at what's still to come with our upcoming schedule in MLS NEXT Pro. Match week 13 ends here today. 14 begins on Wednesday with 4 matches starting at 5 p.m. Eastern, with Atlanta United 2 taking on Huntsville City FC. Next game for Toronto, just 4 days from now, they play at home against Inter Miami 2. Thursday matchup for them coming up there. 4 games late on Thursday as well. Some more games on a Saturday as well. About a week wait for Cincinnati for their next match. They're on the road at New England for their next match next Sunday. They try and continue to just turn that form around. Maybe look at our first half highlights from this match. There were some opportunities for both teams. Malik Henry was very involved. Micah Chisholm, in this instance, the shot goes off target. Chances for both sides, though. In this instance, it's Aji who's just going to get a little under it. You're going to see a lot of half chances, some disallowed moments for Toronto as well. This is probably one of the finer attacking moves. It's nodded along and knocked down by Locker, picked out Davila, and his shot there just lacked the required power. In this instance, Henry may want this one back. able to pick his head up, looking at his options. In the end, though, his shot was parried away. A good block. And the defensive efforts there here from Hassan Ayari. Gets it onto his left foot, but on his weak foot, not able to craft the required power in that instance. And late on in the first half, there were some half chances here as the ball bounced around for FC Cincinnati 2. Stefan Chirilla, the center back, or Andre Chirilla, I should say, not quite able to make something happen. You see those stats there, 10-6, the shot edge for Cincinnati. A few of those coming in the final moments, but just one shot on target apiece as both teams struggled in that avenue. You can see at the bottom of your screen there, Kosa Manana coming onto the field. Change made by Cincinnati. Both him and Jared Cardenas will come into the match. Cardenas coming off his MLS Next Pro debut against Philadelphia on Tuesday as a second half substitute. He comes on, a pair of changes made at halftime by Cincy. Just some rotation in the side. Never whistle first at the second 45 minutes from Amin Hadzic. Heading from right to left will be the visitors, Toronto. You see confirmation, Andres Davila, Ymir Ukulmana, the two players coming off. Kosa Manana and Jared Cardenas coming into the match. You'll see a change there. Italo making way, Mark Fisher into the match. Both teams shaking things up. We'll see what that impacts our second 45. Jack Edwards here with you. 7 points so far this season for FC Cincinnati 2. A tough run of form for them. Trying to get a moment that will lead to a bounce back in form. Lisa Di Rosario leaves that one for a moment. Clips one out to Chisholm. His header keeps it in play, but puts it into a bit of danger. Bouncing around, the flick on there from Cardenas. Ooh, that's a high boot there. Bostonberry just elevating that left foot a little too much. Referee may have a quick word. It's a last warning situation. No yellows have been dished out. In the first minute and a half, there's an interesting free kick opportunity here. Peter Mangione is the lone player around it. Mangione whips one in. The header towards goal. Great delivery is knocked home by Brian Schaefer. And Cincinnati get on the scoreboard early on in our second half. It's the center back stepping up big time with his second goal as a professional. Mangione puts one onto the head of Brian Schaefer, and that is a really well-placed header. The power comes from the delivery. He just has to guide it into that bottom right corner. And he does so brilliantly. 2 goals and 1 assist now in the season for Brian Schaefer. 2 assists now for the captain, Peter Mangione. Dream start in the second half for Cincinnati, who now lead by 1-0. What is Toronto's response going to be? What is Cincinnati's response going to be going a goal up? They so desperately need a turn in fortunes. It's dropped forward from Malik Henry. Rolls one back. Chisholm. Return to Chisholm. Bostonberry. It's last off Cincy, out for a Toronto throw. Here's Fisher. Booming ball forward. Chirilla gets under it. Henry, though, comes away. The 1-2. Henry able to keep it in play. Cuts it back. Stojadinovic. To Chisholm now. Well worked. This one lifted across to the back post. It's able to drop to Ayari here. Here's Hassan Ayari. Trying to generate something out of nothing. It bounces off the Toronto forward out for a throw in. Nolan trying to create something. Good work here by Toronto. And into the end line. Kept in play. No, it wasn't. It's out now. Goal kick the result. Forward. Loose ball falls now to Locker. Flipping one over the top of the defense, aiming for the run being made by Cardenas, not able to get there. Brian Schaefer, goal scorer. Separates the sides, makes it a 0-0. Moves it along. Chirilla. Just puts one over the top. One to chase. It works out here. That delivery overcooked. It's out now for a goal kick. One win so far this season for FC Cincinnati 2. That came on April 20th against New York Red Bulls 2. An impressive win in hindsight, one of only 2 teams to beat the Red Bulls so far this campaign. They sit second in the East with 27 points. Winwood, if they're able to see it out, Cincinnati would put them into double-digit points, leapfrog them out of 15th, 1 spot higher. Big coming together there. That's going to be the first yellow card of the day. It's going to go the way Noah Adnan. These teams meeting for the first time since the season opener. Toronto took things 1-0. Daniel Edwards, who's on the bench here today, scoring the lone goal. To see again, Adnan jumping in, doesn't get the ball. A lot of his opponents. It results in the foul, results in the yellow card, and it's a free kick opportunity for Toronto here. Ayari goes short. This delivery clipped to the back post. There's a no-nonsense header there, just puts it out of play. Schaefer may have been better advised by one of his teammates to leave it. May not have been able to be kept in play. Referee will have a quick word in the 18-yard box. Olguin. Strong challenge put in by Hurtado. He clips one forward. It's a little overhit. Chisholm, under the pressure of Cardenas, plays it back to Di Rosario. Di Rosario picks out Henry. So spraying passes all across the field so far today. Henry plays it. Sullivan taking off his foot, and the clearance there by Adnan moves it out of the 18, but it's still alive for Toronto in the attacking third. Chisholm. That's a great drop of the shoulder from Bostonberry. Plays one across frame, and the shot goes just over the goal. What a chance for an equalizer from Jamari Nolan. In the end, Nathan Crockford makes himself big, maybe puts off the forward. Let's see it again. That's really good delivery. A combination of Chirilla and Crockford were there, but Nolan got there first. He'll want that back. This portion of the match is brought to you by First Financial Bank, the official bank of FC Cincinnati. Toronto have come very close to scoring. That was the closest they've had in open play that wasn't disallowed for offside. Nolan has had 2 goals disallowed for offside. Close decisions. Breaks for Locker. Knocked away from his foot. Here's Henry now. Toronto. Numbers circling. Henry. A clever idea. It does come off. It got to Ayari. Knocked away to Olguin. Stojadinovic rolls it back. Offers the wide option now. Here's Olguin. Scoops it forward. Aiming for Henry. He got onto the end of it and earns a corner. Delivery pushed away. Trying the short corner routine, doesn't quite work out. Bostonberry. That one off the post, so close again for Nolan. Stojadinovic to the end line. Good header there from Chirilla, just gets in the way. Henry now. Delivery blocked. Toronto are threatening. They've taken a possession edge when it was very even at halftime. Just a beautiful pass over the top, and Nolan, how close can you come to scoring without getting one in? He had his point blank shot go over the bar. He's hit the post. He's had two disallowed. He's hunting, but he hasn't quite scored. This is clipped. It falls now to Fisher. Bostonberry puts it into the area. A lot of blue and orange jerseys to defend against it. It's nodded away. Flick on header there doesn't quite work out. Cardenas. His touch gets away from him. It's out now for a throw. Toronto have responded very well to going down a goal. Rolled forward. Aji. Moved along to the far side of the field. Kiesel. After sustaining some pressure here, Cincinnati will welcome possession in the opposing half. Escapes Manana. Manana does well to win the loose ball, though. Here's Chirilla, all the way back to Crockford. Toronto win it back. And it's with Malik Henry now. Nolan and Ayari offering options. Henry goes back. Olguin. Initial touch was too heavy, but it bounces kindly. Here's Reed Fisher. Now Mark Fisher. Now Henry. His touch wrong there, but it's knocked out by Cincinnati. Throw in to come. Another long ball forward for Henry. Chirilla does remarkably well to scoop that out of the corner. It's back again, though. It's Henry. Lasers one in, and no nonsense from Crockford. Just parries that one out. It's going to be another corner. It'll be the fourth corner of the match for Toronto FC2. Sanayari will make his way to the far side of the field to take it. Just see some good quick work here. Sullivan gives it to Henry. He's able to just drive one in, and just no nonsense there from the goalkeeper. Just palms it out. Here's the corner now. Loose ball initially went to Cincy. Out of the feet, and that shot is not too far away. Toronto trying to create something from the immediate aftermath. Just a bit of a heavy touch here from Cardenas. Stojadinovic gets it quickly out of his feet onto that preferred left foot. And he wasn't too far away at all. Here's Malik Henry. Onto that left foot. Maybe took a slight hop as he struck it. Ends up off target. Malik Henry has been very involved. Coming off 4 years at Akron. 71 appearances, 2 goals, 21 assists. He was all Big East. Second team on 2 occasions in 2023 and in 2024. He spent his youth career with Toronto FC before his time in college. He's come back. He's got 2 assists so far this season. They've got a history, Toronto do, of developing wingbacks. We're hopeful Malik Henry can be the next one. A long line of players. Dawson Berry, first time, gets it to Ayari. Great speed to get in front of that one from Hurtado. The recovery pace means it's only a corner, not a good chance on net for Hassan Ayari. Falls in the area. Nolan can't get a shot towards goal. It was good defensive work stepping in. Chisholm. Ayari loses out to Hurtado. Cardenas offering a forward option. The pass, though, too heavy from Hurtado. It's a goal kick for Di Rosario in Toronto. Before that can happen, some substitutes take place. It'll be Costa Iliadis who will be coming into the match. Making way will be Malik Henry. It's an A-sub appearance for Iliadis. This portion of the match is brought to you by Cintas, an official partner of FC Cincinnati. Di Rosario adjusting the tape on his gloves. Two changes can take place now. Tega Ikoba and Yorkeef Caicedo will both be coming into the match. Cardenas, who was a halftime sub, is coming off here. Ikoba replaces him. Also making way was Will Kiesel. Over the top. Ikoba making life difficult for Fisher. Very well done by the defender. Sees it all the way out for a goal kick. Bostonberry. Options left and right, including Nolan cutting into the box. His pass, though, cut out by Schaefer. It's his goal that separates the sides. Ikoba all on his own. Throw in for Cincinnati. Adnan. That touch was a little heavy. The second one was a magnificent slide in. It's turned over here to Toronto. Ayari is the one who's in a lot of space. He's closed off now, but they managed to find him at the back post. What a ball! And Hassan Ayari has an equalizer. Costa Iliadis, the sub, with some ball for his first professional assist. We're back even with 15 minutes to go. Cincinnati 1, Toronto 1. You see Ayari in a lot of space right now. You think the pass, if it was going to happen, might have been that moment. But Iliadis takes a glance and picks out a superb pass. Ayari's shot into the ground ends up putting Crockford off. He dove too soon. The forwards combine. It's 1-1. Toronto have won 5 of the 8 all-time meetings this season, including the season opener. They've won 3 of the last 4, and it has not gone to shootout when these teams have met ever. Ayari the target, Hurtado no nonsense out of play. For this throw. More changes to be made. Nathaniel Edwards and Patrick McDonald will come into the match. Lucas Olguin will make way, as will Anthony Bossenberry. Good work by Chisholm. Under a bit of pressure to get that right. It may have been a foul. Yes, it was in the process. So it results in a free kick for Toronto. Edwards and Hurtado touching foreheads. The referee will try and calm things down. Chance for Benjamin Manfroy to come into the match as well. And Aji will make way. Long ball forward, aiming for Edwards. It falls to his feet. Manfroy coming on, making his professional debut. Pass there, too heavy from McDonald. Out for a goal kick. This portion of the match is brought to you by CTI Clinical Trial and Consulting, an official partner of FC Cincinnati. Fisher on the turn, gives it back to Adisa Di Rosario. Flag goes up, it's offsides against Toronto. Here's Edwards now. Edwards at the end line drags it across to the back post, and it strikes the side netting. What an opportunity for Iliadis to score. Edwards, who scored the winner in the season opener when these teams first met this year, does so well to find the option at the back post. And Iliadis, who had such a fine pass to pick out the equalizer with Hassan Ayari on the assist, he'll want that back. And header back to Di Rosario, successful. Moved out to Nathaniel Edwards. Here's Patrick McDonald now. Edwards. McDonald. Stojadinovic. That one last off Chisholm. Out for a goal kick. Nolan faces up at the defense. His pass, though, the wrong choice. Caicedo under a lot of pressure. Chirilla now. Toronto throw in. Be the fifth and final change here. Joshua Nugent will come into the match. No goal today for Jamari Nolan. Was not for lack of trying. Had two disallowed, hit the post. Some really good opportunities for the young forward. 15-year-old is replaced by the 18-year-old. It'll be Nugent's task to try and find a winner in his last moments. Koba was fouled. Long ball forward. There's Cincinnati taken. Chance now for Cincy. It's cut back. Ekoba wanted to hold up play, but good support defending. It's cleared up field. Lifted forward. The glance at the offside flag. It goes up. There's a kick there from Dylan Hurtado. The whistle is gone in frustration. Final few minutes here. Free kick here for Toronto. Dragged back by Fisher, given to McDonald. 2 minutes plus stoppage time left for either Cincinnati or Toronto to try and find a winner and take all 3 points. Or they'll share 1 point each, and a shootout will determine where the third and final point will land. Edwards wanted to throw, won't get it. First time pass for Hurtado doesn't quite come off. The second one, though, does find the fullback. Able to get his touch out of his feet. Hurtado plays it centrally. Ekoba brings it down. Di Rosario climbs highest. He's fouled. Down at some discomfort is Dylan Hurtado. He needs a bit of treatment here. Let's see again. His delivery was dangerous, aiming for Ekoba. In the end, the clearance goes up. Di Rosario ends up getting a hand to it. He was bumped into, he was fouled. Hurtado getting treated. They've used 5 substitutes, Cincinnati have, so the solution is get him fit and ready to finish the match or finish down to 10. We're in 4 minutes of stoppage time, but we've had about 1.5 minutes of delay. Could be as much as 2 minutes, so we could push closer to 6. Stoppage time begins. Toronto in possession. McDonald does not win a foul like he thought he was going to. Ayari driving to the end line. Challenge put in. It was not touched though, so it's out for a goal kick. Late challenge put in there. Results in a free kick. Schaefer fouled. All the way back to Di Rosario. Chisholm. So we've had the 4 minutes added on. We should have at least another minute. It's going to be a Cincinnati throw-in. Do they try and toss some numbers forward, push the ball upfield, take a bit of late risk to try and claim all the points themselves? That's going to be a foul against Toronto in the midfield. We're going to wave numbers forward. Nathan Crockford will come up. It'll be him who will launch it upfield. Flicked towards goal. Pass over hit. Throw in the result. The 90 minutes are over for the first time. Cincinnati and Toronto play out a draw And we're headed for a shootout to determine where the final point will land. Brian Schaefer scored first. Hassan Ayari equalized in the second half, making it a 1-all draw between the two sides. We'll take a quick break. On the other side, we'll get you geared up for the shootout between FC Cincinnati 2 and Toronto FC 2.
Should be a fun season of MLS Next Pro. Wins it!
At the end of regulation, since the teams are tied on the scoreboard, the match will extend to a shootout, with each team having 5 attempts. If the teams are tied after 5 attempts, they will go to sudden death. The shootout winner will receive an extra point in the regular season standings.
One point apiece, one more point to be fought for in this upcoming shootout between FC Cincinnati 2 and Toronto FC 2. Brian Schaefer scored first, Hassan Ayari equalized, a goal apiece for both teams. We can look at the goals that have gotten us to this point for a 1-all draw. Peter Mangione with an early second half free kick. It's a good header from Brian Schaefer, able to just nod that one towards goal. Made things 1-0. This is a drive forward from Costa Iliadis. Does so well to pick out Ayari from that position. Goes all the way across the box, and it was a tidy finish for goal number 3 on the season for Hassan Ayari in year number 2 with Toronto. Here are your full-time stats before we have our shootout. A slight shot edge for Toronto, who really began to pour on the pressure after going down a 0-0. In the end, they have a slight shot edge. Possession about 55-45 in favor of the visitors. But a very even match, and you'd say likely a deserved draw. Now it's up to these two teams to determine where that final point lands with this shootout. Both teams have had 2 shootouts so far this season after draws. Cincinnati have won both of their shootouts. Toronto have lost both of theirs. So a chance for Cincinnati to continue a positive trend with shootouts. They could go up to 9 points on the season. Guarantee themselves at least 8 with this extra point they've got. Toronto, meanwhile, their 14 points have been added to by at least 1, could go to 16. Nathan Crockford and Adisa Di Rosario with the goalkeepers in net. Di Rosario for Toronto, Crockford for Cincinnati. Our referee, Amin Hadzic, will remind them they can't leave the line until the ball is struck. They have to have at least 1 foot still on the line. To leave early and make the save, the penalty will be retaken. Toronto will shoot first in this shootout. Michael Sullivan, the captain, will step up first for Toronto. Coming off a second professional goal in their last match against Crown Legacy. He's tasked with the first spot kick, taking on Nathan Crockford, the 22-year-old, making his 3rd appearance in net this season for Cincinnati. Sullivan's penalty is coolly dispatched. Crockford guessed the wrong way, but even if he did guess the right side, it would have been a tough ask of him to save this penalty that was placed in the bottom right corner. The captain led for Toronto. The captain will lead for Cincinnati, Peter Mangione, who got the assist on the one and only goal for the home side, will take their first penalty. He'll wait for Di Rosario to get in between the sticks. Mangione, short run up. That's a good penalty as well. Both captains deliver. It's one apiece. All green dots so far in this shootout. And Gioni, similar to the shot from Sullivan, one that might not be savable even if Di Rosario guesses the right way. Costa Iliadis came off the bench to big effect by picking up an assist. He strides forward to take this penalty. Iliadis on a day where he got his first professional assist. There's a chance on the penalty, but it's saved by Crockford. The first miss is the first save. Crockford steps up for the home team, guesses the right way on a penalty with some venom. Gets both hands to it. It had power, but it was at a savable height from Iliadis. Up steps Tega and Koba. One goal so far this season. He was a second half substitute at Koba was. Chance to give Cincinnati an edge. That's a good penalty, the stutter. Di Rosario guessed the right way, but by hesitating a moment meant that he couldn't get there in time. Well placed from Koba. It's 2-1 Cincinnati lead after the second round of penalties. Hassan Ayari, he scored the goal that brought us to this shootout. We're tasked now with scoring a penalty, an important one. They'll want to avoid missing two in a row. Hassan Ayari, he misses, he drags it wide. Crockford saved one, guessed the wrong way here, but the penalty is wide of the frame. So Toronto have missed two straight, and Brian Schaefer, he scored the goal that made it 1-0. The center back stepped up in a big way. He has a penalty that can really set Cincinnati up here. That's a fantastic penalty in the bottom left corner. 3-1. Schaefer a goal and a penalty make on the day. He makes it 3-1 Cincinnati. It's 3-1. Mark Fisher has to score. If he doesn't, the shootout ends here. A deep breath and the run-up from Fisher. He dispatches it, and he keeps the shootout going. Embraces with Di Rosario, who he needs to make the first stop for him in the shootout. Otherwise, Cincinnati will see out the extra point. It's 3-2. If Cincinnati convert here, it ends. Otherwise, it goes to the final shot. Carson Locker now. He scored his first professional goal on Tuesday in a defeat against Philadelphia. A special week can get even more important if he can dispatch the penalty that wins the shootout for the hosts. Locker puts it home, and Cincinnati win another shootout this season. They end a run of 4 successive defeats with a shootout win today and 2 points. A 4-2 shootout win after the 1-1 draw. Locker the fourth and ultimately decisive penalty sees things out for the home side. An embrace with Nathan Crockford, who made an important save in that shootout. Let's look at our man of the match to begin to round out our broadcast here today from NKU Soccer Stadium. The first goal went the way of the home team. It was Brian Schaefer who stepped up with it. Just a fine stooping header there as knocks it into the back of the net. Scored the first goal of the match, scored a penalty that was important. The third penalty of the shootout. He is our man of the match. We see just a fantastic penalty, unsavable into that bottom left corner. He earns man of the match honors as his team earns 2 points. Cincy next up at New England, Toronto next up at home against Inter Miami on Thursday. For our entire MLS Next Pro broadcast crew, I'm Jack Edwards. Our final score after a 1-1 draw, Cincinnati take the shootout by a score of 4-2. Don't forget you can watch MLS Next Pro all season long at MLS Season Pass on Apple TV and MLSNextPro.com. Have a great rest of your Sunday night.
This copyrighted broadcast of Major League Soccer may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Major League Soccer.